and a 1, and a 2, and a swirl, and a jump. I have to practice my pas de bourrée. 1, and a 2, and a hand gesture. Boom. And a 1, and a 2, and a swirl, and a jump. So now that that's done, I'm in Miskovitz today, and I have to go to Kuttenberg to figure out a way to infiltrate that meeting. I wouldn't mind to pay a visit to Lady Rosa, because I have her book, and she wanted me to get it for her, so I could ride to Kuttenberg, and from there find out how to get to the city council from Mint Master Vavvak. Okay. We should be ready. Pebbles? Oh, Pebbies! Ah.
Good day.
Beautiful Pebbies. Come on, girl. Today, we go to Kuttenberg. Miskovitz, it's such a pretty little village. I really like it. I could ride here. Yeah, let's do it. And we go. I didn't even read that book either. Rosa's book. I'll check it out. And I could stop by the Apothecary.
Easy, good horse.
Right here, Pebbles.
Whoa.
Okay? Wait for me. Can you watch my horse, sir? Thank you. He says yes. This shop is so funny. They have a gator. Right here. See? How's it hanging? Okay. Hi, sir.
Show me your wares.
You, me, wares. Ooh, he has a skill book that I haven't read. I'll take it. And some marigold. He has 5. I could buy 5 marigolds.
I'd like to do something about that price.
Das könnte vielleicht gehen.
Yes, because that's pretty expensive. What about 340?
What would you say to this?
That's more like it.
Oh, come on, sir. A little more.
Ja, das ist gut. Finally a good price.
And thank you.
Sicher zufrieden sein. Bis bald.
Bis bald. Well, thank you, sir, for watching my horse. Come on, Pebbles. I have to visit Lady Rosa. Let's try not to run over anyone. Oh, wait.
Whoa, whoa.
How is she doing, Rosa? She is cute, Pebbles. Like you've never seen. Okay, she's right here. You can stay in the shade. I just want to check the book, though. There were 2 books, but this is the one I found. A book of humorous anecdotes? Is this a book of jokes? Wedding toast. Unfortunately, I don't know the bride, so I can't congratulate her groom. And knowing the groom too well, neither can I congratulate the bride. They're slightly humorous. Not too much, just slightly. On innocence, a young man tenderly embraces his beloved and asks, "Am I your first lover by any chance?" "Could be," she replies. "I thought I'd seen you somewhere before." Huh? Okay. Thinking is not knowing. Okay, listen to this one, Pebbles. A certain Kuttenberg gentleman once visited an old charlatan and wanted to know his fate. The charlatan examined his palm carefully and said to him, "I see you are the father of 2 children." "You're mistaken." He shook his head. "I'm the father of 3 children. It is you who are mistaken." smiled the charlatan. Oh no. Repent, Adam's gender. What? As many, and men in particular, will gladly testify of the two genders, it is the female that is imperfect. What? Prone to all manner of sins and faults, it is an old known truth that the testimony of many is a credible testimony, the truth of which cannot be doubted, for who hath appointed the woman her lot? God or man, who has decreed that woman is incapable of thinking? Excuse me! Acting and deciding without the guidance of man. Can you believe that, Pebbles? By whom was it determined that women were too foolish and vice-ridden to participate in matters wholly male? Politics, science, or the liberal arts, is such a resolution supported by experience or evidence? What is Rosa reading? After all, no one has ever given a woman the opportunity to demonstrate the necessary judgment and wit. We have witnessed many injuries to the daughters of Eve, and therefore may, or rather must, testify that the world is unjustly ordered in this respect. Men are fond of exalting themselves above women and attributing all sorts of wrongs to them, but only to cover their own faults. Ah, it's actually a book on feminism. I misread. A man who accuses a woman of vice has squandered his own youth. In old age, these men recall with regret the sins of their past life, without ever repenting of them. These corrupt old men are like incurable leprosy. Tell them, Rosa! But even more than women, men prefer to elevate themselves above other men. For example, they claim that husbands who listen to their wives' advice are fools and deserve ridicule. But we say that a man who has a wife who is sensible and wise and refuses to listen to her is twice as foolish. The gravedigger's jest. What do you call a woman who knows exactly where her husband is every night? A widow. Oh my gosh, that's dark. And the last one, on the wisdom of the elders, a father says to his son on his wedding day, "Remember, son, that a newlywed woman loves well and cooks badly. But wait a few years and it will be just the opposite." A great joke. What is she reading? Okay. Rosa. And what was the other book I found? On the Adamites or naked worshippers? This is not the book she wanted though. The Adamites were naked worshippers. They traveled through the land at that time, exposing their backs. They did roll as pigs in mud and beat themselves with canes. What? A nudist colony in the medieval times? They are heretics. Okay, I don't think this was the book she wanted, though. Wait here, Pebbles. I'll visit her
I'm always glad
as
to
a
see
knight.
polite people like you.
Likewise.
God be with you.
Greetings.
I'm here to visit Lady Rosa. Hello, sir. She's right there. Is that her? It is Rosa. About that book you wanted.
By the way, like you were saying about that book,
My favourite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
as I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
I perused it. I did.
I read a bit of it.
What did you think?
Well, what What do you like about it? The writing style seems familiar. Did it? Did she write it? Well, what do you like about it?
Why don't you tell me what you find so compelling about it? It's your favourite book, right?
Well, let's say that I identify with the author. We share a similar view of the world.
And who is the author? I didn't find a name in the book.
That's on purpose.
You wrote it, didn't you?
Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
He could write about his adventures. I would like that.
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
Yes, that does sound great.
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
Of
My
course.
pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. And what should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
Really? A man?
Well, being a man myself, a man, I suppose.
Why not? And what kind of a man is he?
You mean I have
That
to
is
think
so
of a
funny.
name?
You don't need to, but try to describe him so I can better imagine him. With a single word, even.
All right, he's an ordinary person.
There've already been enough heroes, saints, kings, and martyrs. So an ordinary person.
That's 2 words, but I'll forgive you. And do you want it to be an ordinary villain or an ordinary do-gooder?
Let's say a do-gooder.
Make him a do-gooder. But he can also have some bad traits to make it believable.
Very well. And what kind?
Wait, that is so fun. What about if I ask her, do any come to mind?
That sounds as if you've already thought of one.
Oh, my. And not just one. But I asked first.
All right. Faults are easy to find.
Yeah. Anyone's faults are easy to find.
Especially when that person doesn't even try to hide them.
What's wrong
Rosa!
with that? Would you prefer for people to pretend to be better than they are?
No. But putting your bad habits on display for all to see isn't great either.
Do you know anyone without faults?
You know anyone without faults?
Of course not. Whenever I thought that of someone, I was quickly disabused of my illusions.
Who, for example?
I don't need to look far. My father, and my brother as well, have taught me much in this vein.
What happened between them?
What actually happened between them? I heard they had a falling out.
Venser was a hothead. He kept urging Father not to put up with insults and stand his ground. Father explained to him in vain that to respond to such provocations would give the king's people an excuse to take from us. Actually, Venser went to defend the city a bit, out of defiance. We didn't even have time to say goodbye.
Oh. And about your
Tell
father?
me more about Kunzlin. What's he like?
Father is the last Rudhard in Kuttenberg. After the death of his son, there remains only a daughter who will not bear the family name. He doesn't want to go down in history as the weak Rudhard who gave away his entire estate to Sigismund and ended the family line.
All right. But what's he like really? As a father?
Wise, caring, considerate, and strict. But it's hard to blame him.
And tell me about your brother.
Tell me more about your brother. What was he like?
I had always thought Venser was determined, brave and proud, except he was really more stubborn, short-tempered, and vain. And not a day goes by when I do not think of him. In spite of everything, he was my older brother, and I miss him.
Oh. Was he the one who taught you to shoot a crossbow?
Was he the one who taught you how to shoot a crossbow?
Yes. And also to ride a horse, curse in 3 languages, belch aloud, and other things every proper lady should know.
I'm sure your father misses him too.
Kunzlin certainly also mourns for Venser.
Naturally. As a father, he lost a son. As a Ruthard, he lost his future. There's 2 reasons for mourning.
You speak as if he didn't even have a heart.
If they hadn't quarrelled, Venser might still be here today. But there's no point in going on about it. Back to work.
Okay.
Which bad trait did you choose?
Flippancy.
He could be born with his foot in his mouth. I know many such. They blurt something out, and only then think about it.
That's a good idea. His mouth gets him into trouble, but in the end, also out of it. That would be a joy to write.
You're waiting for Rosa to finish your story. So?
Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch. Especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Have you ever seen a heron? Imitate one.
A heron? Well, maybe like this?
Wow. Henry. She says nothing.
Now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward.
Okay.
I thought you wanted to read it as soon as possible.
Let me look. So we read this. We read this. Elders, we read about the one-legged heron once upon a time. Okay, it's story time. Once upon a time, there was a cook. His name was Witzbold, and one afternoon he was preparing his master a heron for dinner. The bird was already roasted, and the cook was just cutting fresh bread to nibble on when a maid he was very fond of came into the kitchen. Witzbold, what a smell, she gushed. Would you give me a thigh? I'm not giving you anything, he protested. That's a heron for our master. If you're so stingy, I'll also be tonight, the maid retorted. The cook was mollified, gave the girl a heron's leg, and hurried to the dining hall with the rest of the roast. But the master immediately noticed that the bird was missing one leg. He called Witzbold back and demanded an explanation. Oh, what happened? My lord, herons have just one leg and therefore one thigh, Witzbold replied seriously. What are you saying, cook? Do you take me for a fool? The master fumed. It is as I say, sir. If you want to see for yourself, I'll show you, the cook boasted. The gentleman, convinced that the cook was lying, agreed. The next morning, they went together to the pond where a whole flock of herons were sleeping by the banks. Their heads were tucked under their wings, and they were actually standing on one leg. So you see, sir, one bird, one leg, the cook pointed triumphantly. The gentleman, however, did not accept defeat. He put his hands to his mouth and shouted, "Shoo!" until all the herons flew to the sky. Clearly, they both saw is that they had two legs like any other bird. Oh, she drew a heron. Well, cook, Are you still going to tell me they have only one leg? Frowned the master. Oh no, sir, Widsbold defended himself, but you didn't shout shoo at dinner last night either. Had you done so, certainly the other leg would have grown on the roast. It served the Lord's honor that he laughed heartily instead of thinking of punishment. Widsbold appreciated it and never again presented him with an incomplete dinner. A great tale. That was fun. Good job, Rosa.
So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
I like that there's a moral.
That's nice. A bit didactic, but not to the point of boring moral bludgeoning. And that's the way it should be. Sermons for ordinary people work in a similar way. They entertain and encourage, with a few lessons added in between.
You see, when I lead mass one of these days, I'll certainly think of you. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
I liked it. It's pretty. Really.
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well,
Aww.
so did I.
She's cute. I'd like to get to know you better sometime. Maybe sometime. It's not too forward, right?
And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it would be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
I would like that, Rosa. Oh, isn't she lovely? Well, I'll be off. Can I talk to you again? What can I learn from you?
You said you could teach me something. What did you have in mind?
If you ask nicely, I'll share some of my hard-earned wisdom with you.
Very well then, Lady Know-It-All. Let's say then I come on bended knee. What scholarship can you pass on to me?
That depends on what you're interested in. There's a whole world hidden inside of books I could talk to you about for days on end. Or if you prefer actions instead of words, I can show you a few shooting tricks. But I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So, what would you like?
She can train me. Oh, really? What about marksmanship?
I'd like you to show me some archery tricks. You shoot like a... well, a wild woman.
I prefer the term Amazon.
Will you teach me?
Listen closely so I don't have to repeat myself.
She's full of surprises. Well, well, well. Glad to help, Rosa. Okay, I'll be off. She is lovely. I really like her. This Rosa. She gave me courage, and now I'm gonna visit Vavvak. See how I can get into the city council. I don't trust Vavvak one bit. He could tell on me. But we have to. See you soon, I hope. Okay. Now, Vavvak, where? Where is the man? Where is he staying? In one of these? Nice house. A guard. May I come in? I'm gonna have some food. Is he right there? Oh, really? And don't listen in. It is private. Master Vavvak. He's right there.
Glad to see you again.
Have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Of course. I would like to see the king.
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king?
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
It is not. I want to present myself. It's none of your business, actually.
That's none of your concern.
Oh, really? Then about face and go back where you came from.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
How about a few groschen? I don't know if that's gonna work.
How about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
Are you trying to annoy me? You might have dug up some dirt on me, but I have connections. One word, and you won't live to see the dawn. I'll get you into the assembly, but that finishes things between us. Understand?
Oh. All right.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
I see. And what's his name?
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
So I'm gonna have to work as a waiter? What, where can I find this boy?
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
He loves his drink. How do I get him to
What
cooperate?
would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
What will I need to work as a waiter then?
He hates me.
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
I'll be going then.
Okay.
See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
Yeah, this is no joke. Got it. I have to obtain the king's waiter's clothes and his letter of permission. I shall be going now. Good day, sir. Good day. Now, where is he? Somewhere in the central market. I'll pay him a visit.
Nobody will be forced to share his food.
So I'm gonna be working as a waiter and listening to tables.
Nice hit. It's a wonder.
I don't know what he looks like.
Well, good day.
Where's the man?
Here they are. The best
A traitor?
fabrics for sale. Here they are. The best fabric. The finest work.
Ah,
I
Fronta.
nearly left my fingers on them for buttons.
Excuse me.
Greetings. I'd like to...
Surely you can wait a while. I have a customer here. Here you are. The finest fabric. Intricate work. You won't find the likes anywhere else in this town.
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost. Thanks. I'll gladly recommend you if anyone asks. And you impatient fella, what was it you wanted?
You must be Franta
Well-
Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
I could take your place.
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
Well, I have important news. But also, I want to see the king.
I want to see the king in the flesh.
Why's that?
Well, I heard a lot about him. How he won lots of battles, he was courageous, just...
And as bad-tempered as the devil. He's got the councillors shitting themselves, fearing what's coming at this assembly. The more I
Really?
think about it, the happier I am about not having to be there. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Sure?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly or get it covered in shit.
Thanks.
Got
I
it.
won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not.
Okay, so I can now report for duty. I'm ready. I can start right away. Wait, should I sleep first? Because it's getting pretty late. I don't know if I should sleep first. I'm not really tired. So he gave me a royal waiter's coat? Yeah, let's have a new outfit. He gave me some pantaloons, the hose of a royal waiter, and a hat. A fancy hat. Wow! I have everything I need to apply as a new royal waiter. I'd better hurry down to the town hall and see the steward, and I mustn't forget to dress appropriately. Okay, we're right there. Oh, this is the town hall. Right? Can I come in? Wait. Where's the steward? Oh, here. Okay, I'll put my clothes on. I'm dressed. Can I come in? And what happened? Where are we? Oh. Apologies. I don't think this is where I need to be. Wait. Let me just find it. Is it here? Oh, I think it's here. Okay, time to impersonate. I have come. This is the Majordomo. I have come for the feast. I am the new royal waiter.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He is drunk, unfortunately.
He got as drunk as a lord. Totally pie-faced. Then he fell into a ditch, and now he's staggering around the streets, God knows where.
I might have expected. Once, he turned up with a hangover, and as soon as he smelt wine, he threw up all over the chapel door. I told him if that ever happened again, he was for the boot. Oh, well, you'll have to take his place for today. I've no time to find someone else. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
I'm sure I can manage. I mean, of course. And I would be happy to learn. He knows I'm a greenhorn.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokai or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel.
Okay.
Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Stay in the background. Yeah.
To stay in the background and keep quiet until someone asks me something.
Correct.
Okay.
The councillors have a lot to discuss, and they certainly don't need any interruptions. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh?
Oh.
I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
I got it. I understand. And I'm here to listen, not to make trouble.
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct.
Henry.
And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
I will. What if someone recognizes me? I know what I need.
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Okay. Kuttenberg, morning. I have a tutorial for pouring wine. So, orders. A guest will order wine, either white, which is the Tokaji, or monastery, which is red, by calling it out to you and raising their hand. If you're unsure, you can ask them to repeat their order. Okay, so they're gonna order. On the table in the corner of the room, you'll find two pitchers. Take the one that one of the guests wants to pour and walk to his table with the pitcher. The chat will activate the option to pour wine for him. That sounds easy enough. After serving the guest, you can return the pitcher or wait to see if the next guest wants the same wine. Okay, be careful. Repeated delays or mistakes won't be tolerated. I don't want to be thrown out. I want to do a good job as a waiter. I love this. Okay, let's do it. Now. Oh, I see Vavvak right away. Okay, look at the wine.
There are the pictures of wine.
Ah.
Hopefully I won't splash anyone's
A full cup of monastery wine.
Should the town reserve have worse?
Monastery wine, that's red. Okay, take the red.
The dry devil used that thing.
Come now.
It was you?
That hacking mission. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them? What are
Can
you
I pour?
implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande
How can I
when
pour?
outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison.
Oh.
Sorry.
And Herr König surely knows this too.
Thank you, waiter.
What is it, Eldres?
Andrew
Smell a
Polner.
deal?
What I smell is that you're stopping heads. You don't realize
Who's here?
this is. The dry devil is running free. There
Jerome Nas, Peter, Adam. He's the one I can't serve wine to. Got it.
With a few rusty halberds. Waiter, get me white.
Oh, white. Okay. I'll take this one. Oh no. Is he the one? I'm forbidden.
I'd like to oblige,
We're
but
sitting atop
I'm
the
allowed.
biggest
This is
silver heap in the
unbelievable.
kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
I have to listen though.
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the Yemeni state.
White up. Pour me red wine.
King is surely aware of it as well.
Master Enderlin. He wants red. Okay.
As a preparation
Where is he?
for war.
Oh, you? No, you're Vavvak. Where is
Havoc all around.
Master
You can always
Enderlin?
ask the king to bring order to
Oh. Apologies.
The Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid
Master
there's
Enderlin.
no
Monastery
Here you
wine
go.
here.
situation. We shall
Sorry?
wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe
Well,
we can change
thank
his
the
mind.
Lord.
I'd like to report to the Honourable Council on the cleanliness of the city
I
and the
fancy
state of the
some
public
Tokai.
baths.
You mean
Refill,
baths
boy.
or brothels?
I can't serve you, man.
that's not a good idea, sir.
This is unbelievable.
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But a woman named Betty has showed up on Hopbrink and wants to repair the baths that used
More
to be
wine,
there.
Master Bailiff.
She's a protege of Maresh. Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she will succeed. It takes a firm hand, a soft, feminine.
What happens?
A moment ago, you were complaining there weren't enough baths. Shouldn't we support her?
Something like this is better handled by trustworthy people.
Are you the bailiff?
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
But I'm just a waiter. I have to serve wine.
I can't. I'm supposed to serve the lords.
You're supposed to do what you're told. But suit yourself. I'll go and get it myself after the assembly.
Arguing about
Waiter, pour me red
where
wine.
and how.
Red wine. Okay. I'll be right there.
We're always
I have red wine.
arguing about the same thing.
Who
Not
wants
at
red
all.
wine?
If you
Peter?
finally admitted it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
Oh, you.
I wanted
Do
monastery
you ever
wine.
walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next,
You'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
They're arguing
Why
about
not?
baths.
In Jerome Nas's earthly paradise, everything...
Where's the king?
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty honors us with his visit.
a full cup.
And as we know, Gunslin absolutely...
Okay, coming right up.
I apologize, sir. Which wine?
You were there, weren't you?
You?
My
Ah.
ears
Sir?
must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard?
Well,
Besides,
thank the
if his
Lord.
men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Exactly, Vavvak.
Gossiped about it.
Good Vavvak.
I heard there were several
wine.
dead.
I apologize, sir. Which wine?
Monastery.
Rutard
Oh, he wants red wine.
mentioned to himself.
Because if it...
Red wine? Coming right up.
Us first.
Waiter, I wanted monastery wine.
Here you go.
So quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Oh, what?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened, hmm?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved.
That's
I
right.
didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom to us. That German, Menhard, is just hanging around the market looking for trouble.
Don't be ridiculous.
Coming right up, Vavvak.
Sir?
Don't hang around me. Vanish, you hear me?
Wives in the marketplace.
So, you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff.
Hey!
And that's that.
Waiter!
There are more pressing
Yes?
matters to deal with.
More
Refill,
pressing
sir.
than the
Do you think I
open
come to the
contempt
council
of the
just to
whole
guzzle
town
wine?
garrison.
Come here!
The guards are apparently settling accounts their own way. We'll soon be the
Where is he?
laughing stock of the whole town.
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing at us all day.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
I cannot. I really shouldn't.
I really shouldn't, sir.
A fine servant you are.
I'm a waiter.
Ah, to hell with it.
Waiter,
We'll never
get
get
me
anywhere
white.
like this.
White?
Waste our time.
You again? I can't.
That's not a good idea, sir. Better try harder. Otherwise I'll soon give myself away.
The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build
You there,
faster?
lad.
Hire
A
more
cup of
craftsmen,
bread.
start with night
And
shifts.
don't
Haven't you
skimp
noticed
on me.
there's a war going on?
All right.
apologize.
Are
sir.
the experts from
Which
Bar
wine?
opposed
Monastery red.
Okay. I have it.
Oh, you do you?
Here you go.
What's that be?
About time.
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Where's the
The
king?
hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to
Hey,
insult
boy.
me?
A full cup of monastery wine.
I think not.
Excuse me.
Where?
You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral. Just like you bought yourself
There you go.
Sir?
They all want red.
Good. Now run on.
To the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If
So
that's
far,
all
I'm not
there,
really learning
they would
anything.
be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Hopbrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the
Some
whole town go to
brawls,
watch
some
them brawl.
duels.
Boy, I'd like some white.
Because it...
All right. White, he said.
I'd forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Where are you?
Boy, are you deaf or something? Wine. White.
Sir?
Don't be rude.
Thank you, waiter.
Oh.
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Oh.
Azonal Gyurcsák össze, a legjobb katonákat, és kelkinek útra!
Oh my gosh. Come on, Henry.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Ooh.
Unlike this plan of false!
That was so tense. At that time, at Rabwar's fortress. Okay, so we're gonna see Sir Radzig. The French guy. Everybody's there. Is he worried about Henry?
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujitz parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject.
Oh. Who's that French man?
Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
And do you know any of the guests? What's it like to be free? What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now?
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Do you know any of the guests?
Do you know any of the guests here?
I'm sure he does.
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life.
Oh.
It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they keep him mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try.
And what's it like to be free?
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
It's so interesting that I get to play as Godwin multiple times. Meet Brabant. And get to know the rabbi and his escort. Okay, I'm gonna speak with the guests. Zhishka's already drunk. He's a noble. Anna of Waldstein. I don't know her. Ooh. She's fancy. And where? He's the rabbi.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common.
Huh.
And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Kuttenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here on business?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining a few groschen. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
I mean, Samuel was protecting Liechtenstein. Well, hopefully you'll get to know each other better soon.
Maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
I had no clue. So, Samuel is Martin's son. I didn't know. Well, we don't know much about Martin. He had a very secretive life. That's interesting. I feel like Henry and Samuel would have a lot to say to each other. Well, good health.
Good health.
L'chaim.
Okay. I was glad to meet you. And where is Vauquelin? Liechtenstein. And where? Ah, there he is. Vauquelin Brabant. Chevalier d'Arezzo. Introduce yourself.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word.
Of course you are.
Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
Well, pleasure's all mine.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off.
How did you end up in Malashov?
How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Kuttenberg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
I have, though. Enlighten me.
Oh, be so kind as to enlighten me.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances in a court that I escaped execution.
Oh. I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Maleshov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freedom restricted, but they never broke my spirit.
Is Godwin suspicious of Vauquelin? How come we haven't heard of you?
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
These things take time. And where have you been?
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
And you said you were a poet.
You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry
Never,
nothing
he
but a
says.
fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
He does not want to tell me a poem. Wow. Jobst is here.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Ooh. Not a good start.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
Oh, really? What is this about?
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
So, what if, I don't know. What if we provoke Sigismund? Sigismund has the manpower. He has the army, the Cumans. Sigismund will be scared. Is he sarcastic? What if we provoke Sigismund? What is that going to accomplish?
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage in equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
And why are you doing all this?
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
So, you have an interesting way of thinking.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Bocek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
Okay. And tell me a little bit more about these lords.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
What about Bocek? I didn't see him.
Bocek of Kunstadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Okay. So he's very cautious. What about Haman? Haman?
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
I see. And what about Anna? I saw her.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a
male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
What? Okay. And thank you, Liechtenstein. What if it doesn't work?
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome. Because it would mean slow, but certain defeat for all of us.
He's convinced. So Jobst's plan is just to wait it out? What kind of plan? Okay, I'll get on it.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Let's drink.
Success to our plans.
Oh. I'm impressed by Liechtenstein. He's one heck of a strategist. I like that. That's impressive. Okay, I have to get support from a few people, and I really hope Henry's okay. But he's gonna manage. So, where is Bocek? It says down.
He was talking about.
It says one floor down. I'm looking for the stairs. Wow. We're in Raborsch. Okay. Let's find... Ah, my friends! Radzig.
Godwin, you wouldn't be avoiding me. We didn't have much time for conversation on the way here. Let's rectify that.
With pleasure, sir. As it happens, there's something I'd like to ask you.
What are your hopes for tonight's meeting?
What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
That's very vague, though. No specific goals, just support? Oh, why didn't Divish of Talmberg come?
Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, doesn't matter who kneaded the dough, as long as there's a pie in the oven.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, sure, it's a miracle. And, your son's got a talent for trouble?
I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest.
Oh. I think Henry would need to hear that. Hanish! Can I talk to you, sir?
May I have a word with you, sir?
You? Anytime. With you, at least, there's some sensible conversation. Unlike this pack of conceited upstarts.
It's funny that they're both talking to Dry Devil. Hanish and Radzig. Young Lord Capon is free now.
Young Lord Capon is finally free again. Let's hope he'll take better care of himself now.
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough.
Do you think there's really going to be a war? I mean a proper one, not just sitting around and talking about it.
I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around risks nothing. It's time to get off our asses and take action.
What have you got against the burghers here? Don't be angry, but...
Have you got something against the Kuttenberg nobles?
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. But thanks to the royal mines, they were born with silver spoons up their asses. And they think that can turn their blood blue.
But surely they're not all like that. And they are our allies.
Allies or not, someone ought to show them their place.
And what do you think of Jobst?
What do you think about Jobst?
Are you testing me? Jobst called this assembly and he wants things to turn out well. We have to trust him.
To turn out well for whose benefit, though? Some are up to their elbows in silver and blood, so others can live in freedom.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the meanwhile, help the former to keep their losses to a minimum.
I see. And I can't speak with Dry Devil. Can I? I don't think so. Okay, who are the people I need to speak with? All the ladies, Helena, Christina, Matilda. Okay. The people I have to speak with, they're not here. A noble Kunzlin. Ah, you're one of them.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Ha, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without a by your leave. Or to harass my guests some more?
What?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
Okay. I apologize.
I apologize.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
Why does he hate his son? I didn't know that was his son. What the... Did they say that before and I don't think they mentioned it before. That's news to me. What about let's save the arguing for later? He doesn't respect Father Godwin at all.
We'll talk later
It seems.
and in private. Right now we have more important things to attend to.
Don't try my patience.
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him. Lost everything and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
Oh no, we're arguing in front of the man I'm supposed to talk to. You're exaggerating, as always.
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're the one who turned my home into a house of ill repute. Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old grouch.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
Huh?
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
Who the heck is that? I refuse to fight. Let's settle this peacefully.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies. Take back your challenge, and we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option. You insulted Father's honor.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for violence. I can have a word in private with Lord Odorin, the second, as he desires, and then...
Out of the question. This uncouth lout needs a lesson, and he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God's grace, I have at least one son I can be proud of.
You want satisfaction? You'll get nothing but shame. As always. Suit yourself, then. We'll fight. Come to the outer courtyard, but quietly. We don't have to put on a show for the crowd.
After you.
Well, that's that. Now, where were we?
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher would sort it out, you'll see.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter.
Are you serious?
It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
I have to fight the golden boy.
The end of that thing is up.
Ooh.
Enough. That will do.
Uh-huh.
God be with you, my friend.
Same to you. My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
Exactly. I was in a war.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied.
Oh.
The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
I'm not mad at Christopher. He didn't know. He's always been like that.
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only
What?
3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
Knowing that about his father, I like Father Godwin even more now. I've always liked him, but I don't know. This adds some depth to his character. I like that. I need to get him on our side. I trust Christopher, okay?
I've got to get him on our side and to cooperate with us.
Aren't we all on the same side?
Maybe everyone's saying that. But it's time to put it into action.
Mm-hmm.
After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what it's all about.
I'm gonna trust him.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
I love that. Okay, wash up, Christopher. My newfound brother. Can I wash up myself? I want to be presentable. Is there somewhere I can wash up? Am I bloody? Not really. Well, my sword is, but it's not too bad. Okay. I'm gonna try to impress or speak with Anna and the other guy. Anna was here, but she moved. It says down one level. Okay, I'm gonna find Bocek. Where is he though? Here.
That's exactly why we mustn't push too hard.
Oh wait, Zizka? Ah, Bocek.
Where?
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
He sees right through me. How can I convince you?
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Rutard is in a tough spot. I understand.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
Huh. So, okay. These nobles, they want to protect their property. Liechtenstein is unmarried. What about me? Or Lord Capon? I don't see Lord Capon marrying anyone. He's gonna be a bachelor forever. And Godwin... I don't know. Liechtenstein. Is he gonna like that, Liechtenstein? Is he on the market? Liechtenstein?
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yitka could end up being a pawn to blackmail both of us.
He hated that. What about Lord Capon?
How about young Lord Capon?
Oh my gosh.
He's a youngster still.
He's young, but not inexperienced. Not sure he'd want to hear that. She wouldn't want to marry an old man. Like me.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him. Yitka will like him, and he'll give her a whole bunch of children.
And to half the wenches in his domain too, eh? On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
He hates it, but he accepts? I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. Not sure that's gonna work.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our alliance.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Oh my gosh.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
I know they used to do that back in the days, but this is so weird to me. A political alliance. Oh my gosh. Lord Capon is gonna hate that. Okay.
Surrounded by
I'm
horses.
back.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
I've gained us an ally.
I've gained us a powerful ally.
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts.
On the contrary, it's Bocek, the elder of Kunstadt and Podjebrad.
Kunstadt? By Christ, he's the last one I'd have expected to step up. How the hell did you do it?
Oh, boy. There was a... it's a win-win situation. Let's be positive.
Well, I explained to him how such an alliance could be mutually beneficial.
Mutually? What do you mean?
Oh, no.
He's got a pretty serious personal interest in this... bond.
Stop beating around the bush and spit out what you promised him.
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing if you agree.
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstadt. Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Oh my gosh. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to
How
you.
is Hans gonna
and
react?
to your parlaying skills.
Hannah's just happy. Okay. I can't imagine Hans getting married. So... let's tell him the good news.
So, Bocek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Father Godwin can handle that drink. Cheers.
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Capon.
Here's to a good bargain.
Oh no.
Rag the dog sleeps on. It smells so bad it'll put a pig to
How is Hans gonna react to that? And do I have to speak with Anna? I do, but I don't know where she is. Where is she? Have you seen Anna? Excuse me, milady. I'm looking for Anna. Liechtenstein is here. I saw Anna, but now I don't see her anywhere. Oh no. Should I speak with Hans? Hanish wanted to break the news to him. Where's Hannah? I don't see her anymore. Oh, Anna.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money. and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
She's smart and beautiful. You know a lot, my lady.
You hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you've come to the right place.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
Because... you, Is flattery gonna help me? Your wealth needs protection.
You manage large estates. In return for your generosity, we offer you protection.
I've managed quite well up to now, taking care of my own resources.
She
If you
hates
want me
that.
to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
What? What do the documents say?
And these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest easier when those papers are in my hands.
I want to help her. What about the fake papers?
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on Alder?
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappeared without a trace, it would arouse suspicion.
I'm gonna help you.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead.
All right.
But watch yourself. Odorim's groom has eyes everywhere.
Okay, I'm gonna help her. So she wants me to swap out the documents in the saddlebags. I can do that for her, sure.
Take a look at that.
Where are they? A stable master.
What brings you here?
Oh, sorry, I got lost. I should save. I'm very conspicuous. After all, have one savior schnapp. Okay. He's there. I have time. I have time. Oh, quickly. He didn't see me. He didn't see me. Okay, where are the papers? Or... he came back. Switch papers. Okay. How do I get out now? Should I just run out?
What's that?
Oh! I ran out. I ran out. It worked. He didn't catch me. I'm back.
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
My lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
To your health.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
I'm gonna be so drunk. He can handle it. I'm properly drunk. Okay. Where is Liechtenstein?
Still hoping it works.
Ah.
Walk out of here with a
What
clear
a
plan.
load of shit.
But maybe you were right. It was probably not the best idea to gather all the lords under one roof.
At other times, I would celebrate hearing you admitted a stake, Margrave. But if I were you, I wouldn't lose faith just yet.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstadt will support our cause.
Both of them? Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
He could use another drink. Okay.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
He hates it. Uh-oh.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
Aww. They did good. Oh. Meanwhile, so we're back with Henry.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything.
No.
The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wencesla's side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy.
Huh?
Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry.
Oh,
and
no.
we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not
What would
perhaps
he
too
like?
hard on them? And speak candidly.
Oh my gosh.
You were harsh.
This is so scary.
His counsels.
What would he like? Margvart could recognize Henry, though. Could he? I'll wait until he calls for me.
The same is true.
So they want to attack the Jewish quarter?
Otto repeated to us several times that we are glad he's not here.
Would you like some red, sir?
Intolerably self-satisfied. If he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
Ah.
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year.
Already did, sir. Good thing this is the one you wanted.
Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wencesla's reign brought us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor AUDREY, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
Of course.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities. And get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously.
Oh no.
And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
Follow in his footsteps, sire. As soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret.
Margvart doesn't drink.
And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
Your Majesty.
I didn't blow my cover.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men headed out for Raposh. AUDREY won't give you any more trouble.
Oh! What?
Iron it together. Once we get AUDREY, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
Appreciate your confidence, sire.
Oh, what? They want to give Rabosh to him?
Red wine, boy.
Yes.
No.
Right away.
We shall have white.
Oh. Of course. He wants white. Oh my gosh. Quick! The king is not gonna wait.
Von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
Is there?
For other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
To bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory!
To victory, sire.
To
Oh,
today,
gosh.
and those of the future.
I just don't want to blow my cover. Wait, so von Berghoff is going to Raborsch? They're gonna get attacked? Oh my gosh.